Okay, so you get ready for your shoot, you pull your camera out of the bag, set it up on the tripod, you go to pull your microphone out, and you notice that your shock mount is broken. Your camera must have set down on top of it. What do you do at this point?
Hey everybody, so I'm going to show you a little bit of an issue that I've had with my RØDE VideoMicro microphone. Actually, the microphone is fine. It's the shock mount that I've had problems with. It seems that there's a little bit of weak spot in the corner here. It seems to break quite a bit. I've seen posts from other people that have had the same issue. This is my second shock mount that I've gotten from RØDE, and both of them have broken in the exact same spot. So what I'm going to show you is how I repaired it, and I think that the repair actually works in two ways. It repairs, plus it also strengthens the curved part, the joint, and I think it'll help out. I plan to purchase another one and actually do the repair to the shock mount before I have the same issue. Hopefully it'll strengthen it, plus it also gives it a little bit more rigidity so it doesn't flop around so much when it's on top of the camera. So we'll see how that works out. Take a look at the video here.
Okay, so to do this repair, you're going to need a piece of 1/2 inch, 4 inch long heat shrink tubing. I found mine at a local hardware store. You'll also need a nice pair of scissors, sharper the better, and a hairdryer. So to start, you're going to take your heat shrink tubing and you're going to cut it approximately in half. I found this is the easiest way to do it to make sure that the pieces are approximately the same length. You don't have to measure unless you really want to. So start by cutting it in half, and then take that piece and cut that piece in half. Grab your second piece and cut that in half. Now you have 4 relatively equal spaced pieces of heat shrink tubing. Now take your shock mount and align it approximately so that the two ends come together, and slip one of the pieces of heat shrink tubing over the top of it. Align it so it's approximately at the top of the shock mount. Then take your hairdryer and start shrinking it down. Try not to get the hairdryer too close to the shock mount.
Well, obviously that didn't work. Let's try something different. I went and got a heat gun, and that seemed to do a lot better. Take a look here.
So I purchased the heat gun at the local hardware store and figured I'd try this out. If the heat shrink isn't close to the end, try to push it down before shrinking. Try to make sure you don't get the heat gun too close to the shock mount because it might melt the plastic. Flip it over and try to make sure you shrink it equally. Trim off the excess. Try to get as close to the end as you can. It makes for a neater repair. Now that that's complete, slip the second piece of heat shrink over the top and align it the same way, just so you have a little hanging over the top. Take your heat gun and shrink the second piece. Again, flip it over and try to make sure you shrink it equally. Trim off the excess. Here's a time lapse of the other side.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to put something in the comments, and hit the bell if you'd like to see future videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you.